welcome back to the Wrestling Collector Zone. Today I have a review for you, a movie review. It somewhat has a basis about pro wrestling. On one end, it does have some pro wrestling storyline, especially towards the end of it. It actually features Jake the Snake Roberts in this movie. And the movie I am speaking of is called The Peanut Butter Falcon. It's featuring Shia LaBeouf. And this movie was released, I believe, in 2019 on Blu-ray. And it is about maybe in his early 20s or so, a young adult that is basically placed in like a nursing home. He is dropped off and placed in a nursing home because his family no longer wants to take care of him. He has Down syndrome, and his dream is to become a pro wrestler. He constantly watches this pro wrestling tape that's like from the 80s or something like that. And he is basically on a constant trying to escape the nursing home so that he can go to the wrestling school. It's in, I believe in Georgia is where the wrestling school is based out of, that it's supposed to be. And it's supposed to be ran by his favorite wrestler which is the tape that he always watches, the pro wrestling tape that he always watches. And he is constantly getting caught. Well, he finally, one night, one of the elderly guys that's in the nursing home with him, that's kind of became friends, they befriended each other, he finally decides to help him escape that night, and he uses his cane and some clothing material to stretch out the bars on the window, that the bars that were put over the window earlier in the day to keep him from escaping, because he had escaped out the door or the window or something like that earlier in the day. And so they put bars over his window that later that day to keep him from trying to escape that night. And the elderly guy used his cane and some material to bend the bars far enough out and helped him grease himself up to where he could escape out of the bars. And he finally made his escape that night. And he makes a run for it, and later he ends up running into someone in the movie that our character that is played by Shia LaBeouf. And Shia LaBeouf, his character in this movie has a history of kind of like stealing crab tracks and stuff, or lobster traps from one of the other fishermen in the area and stuff like that. And he's working for one of the fishermen in the area as well. And so he starts stealing their lobster traps and stuff. And basically, so they start to come after him, and the guy fires him, and he destroys a lot of their traps and stuff by setting them on fire, and takes off basically, and is being chased down by these guys, and these guys are kind of real bad news, and it's, with guns and stuff like that. And so the character runs in to Shia LaBeouf, and at first Shia LaBeouf kind of pushes him off and doesn't want to help him, but he keeps following him, and they kind of become friends. And then he figures out and decides that he finally wants to help the younger guy because of the whole situation, and he just doesn't know nothing better, and he understands the situation of that something's wrong with him. and he's headed down to Florida anyways, so he tells him that he will take him to Georgia to the wrestling school. Finally, the girl from the nursing home ends up running up and catching him, but she finally decides to help as well in the movie, get him there. But once he gets there, turns out that his favorite wrestler is actually retired, no longer has anything to do with the wrestling school. He closed the wrestling school. The guy starts to feel bad for the wrestler, which I forget what his name is, his character name is, but he starts to, he understands the situation that the kid has Down syndrome as well, and so to try to help things and understand that they came from a far ways away, he decides to dress up as the wrestler character again, and says that he's there to basically, help him and everything like that, and decides to take him under his wing a little bit and train him. And so I think they do about a day's worth of training, and his dream is to actually do a real pro match. So things become escalated real quickly, and Jake the Snake's character is already involved by then, and turns out that there's an actual wrestling show the next day. And so the wrestler tells the kid, Saltwater Redneck, that's his name, Saltwater Redneck. He tells, the kid, he's like, he has a wrestling show happening tomorrow, and so we can make it happen and make you have a wrestling match. And Jake the Snake's character's like, you can kind of tell he's not into it and he's kind of upset. Well, then the next day they go to the wrestling show and end up that the match is against the Jake the Snake's character and the kid, which he's going by the Peanut Butter Falcon, which is his name. And so he goes and comes out, and they have their entrances and stuff like that. And what ends up happening is, at first, he kind of lets him do a little bit, and then Jake the Snake's character starts to lay into him and really actually start beating on him and stuff like that. And he doesn't understand what's happening, and the Saltwater Redneck character, he's upset, and he's like, come on, this isn't, you're not supposed to be doing this and everything. And the story goes from there. I don't want to give too much about the story. That's kind of the basis of it. I don't want to ruin it for people that have not seen this movie yet, because if you haven't seen this movie yet, it is a great movie and you need to see it. It is somewhat of a sad movie and a tearjerker, but at the same time a great movie, and it has to do with wrestling as well. So it's I say a must-see for any wrestling fan, because it's definitely, a good movie, has its ups and downs, comedy, tearjerker, all that, and it also has a wrestling storyline within it. And so overall, that's kind of the basis of the storyline. There's more that happens further into that towards the end of the movie, and some things that happen, but overall I think any of you guys should check it out. I would definitely say that in my rating scale, this is out of 5 lariats. I would say this is rated probably about 4 lariats out of 5 lariats, because it is a great movie. It was very well done. Shia LaBeouf made a great comeback in this movie. He played a great character. The kid that played the Peanut Butter Falcon, he did a very good job in this movie. Jake the Snake did a great job in this movie. The guy that played the Saltwater Redneck, he did a great job in the movie overall. Just everyone did a great job in the whole storyline of it. and to keep the actual storyline, you know, driving and going forward. So overall, I say 4 out of 5 lariats. Definitely any time of the day when it comes to this being rated as a movie. If it had to do with more so wrestling, I'm giving a 4 out of 5 lariats for the side of it being a movie. If I bring it into the wrestling world, which obviously has to do with wrestling, I'm going to give it probably a 3 out of 5 lariats. But I would give it between that 3 and 4, so maybe a 3.5. But it being overall a movie and having to do with wrestling and featuring Jake the Snake in it as well. And I believe it has Mick Foley in it too. He's the referee in it as well. So I would say overall, this movie is going to be a 4 out of 5 lariats when being ranked as a movie. So make sure you guys check it out. It is on Amazon Prime, free to watch. You can run it on any of the digital platforms. I know you can, from Vudu to Google Play to Apple TV. If you want to go to your local video store and rent the DVD or Blu-ray, go to your local Best Buy. Best Buy is probably going to have it. Walmart's going to have it. Any of them. So definitely just check it out. It is a great movie. And I say I'm going to actually watch it again. I liked it that much. So it's definitely a 4 out of 5 lariats. So just go check it out. And this was just a review on the Peanut Butter Falcon. If you have seen the movie, post below. Say what you think of it. Give me your rating. If you haven't seen it and you decide to go out to go see it, and just post below. If you have any questions or feedback, anything like that, post below. Go ahead and start some discussion. I'm glad to answer any questions if you guys have. Otherwise, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you get those notifications every time our videos go live on YouTube. I bring at least 1 video a day for content to you guys. Sometimes it may even be 2, we'll see. Just depends on the day and what's going on, if there needs to be 2 or not. But otherwise, it's usually 1 video a day. I hope thus far you guys have enjoyed this content, and you can definitely help me by, if you have, make sure you do subscribe and like on all the videos, and even let your friends know about the channel and subscribe, because once we hit that 100 subscribers, we will start doing those free giveaways, and we will have a large special giveaway on the very first giveaway. So make sure you do that, and let's get to those 100 subscribers. And make sure you guys stay safe out there during this pandemic. It is a crazy time, and just make sure overall you guys stay safe. And if you haven't, or even if you have, go out and see the Peanut Butter Falcon again. You know, this is a good time to do it. Being locked down somewhat, depending on where you're at, or you trying to stay in and stay safe and away from others. So check out the Peanut Butter Falcon. It's a great movie, and it's a great watch overall. Thanks again. You guys stay safe, and this was the Wrestling Collector's Zone.